Let me guess, you've tried the perfect morning routine before, right? You set your alarm for 5 a.m., you were going to meditate for 20 minutes, journal for 15, hit the gym, drink your green smoothie, read for 30 minutes, and basically become a completely different person before 8 a.m. And it worked for like 3 days, maybe a week if you're really disciplined. Then you hit snooze once, you skipped the meditation because you had an early meeting, you grabbed coffee instead of making that smoothie, and suddenly the whole thing collapsed like a house of cards. Here's what nobody tells you about morning routines. They fail not because you lack discipline, but because they're designed to fail. Most morning routines you see online are aspirational fantasy fiction. They're built for people with no kids, no unpredictable schedules, no real constraints. They're built for Instagram, not for actual humans living actual lives. I'm going to show you something different. A morning ritual so simple, so flexible, that it works whether you wake up at 5 a.m. or 9 a.m., whether you have 5 minutes or 50, whether you're a morning person or someone who hates mornings with the fire of 1,000 suns. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about setting up the conditions that guarantee you'll have a good day no matter what that day throws at you. 15 minutes, 4 elements, that's it. Let's go. Section 1. Why morning routines fail. Before we get into what works, let's talk about why you failed before. Because I guarantee it's not your fault. The morning routine industrial complex has sold you a lie. They've convinced you that successful people wake up at 4:30 a.m. and do 17 different optimization rituals before the sun rises. That if you're not cold plunging and meditating and journaling and exercising and reading, you're somehow failing at life. This is garbage. Here's the truth. The best morning routine is the one you'll actually do consistently. Not the one that looks impressive, not the one that makes you feel productive for 5 days before you burn out. The one that becomes so automatic, so integrated into your life, that not doing it feels weird. Most morning routines fail for 3 specific reasons. First, they're too rigid. They require you to wake up at exactly the same time, have exactly the same circumstances, follow exactly the same order. Real life doesn't work that way. You have early meetings, your kid gets sick, you sleep through your alarm after a brutal night. The moment your perfect routine gets disrupted, the whole thing falls apart. Second, they're too time-consuming. If your morning routine takes 90 minutes, you've essentially created a part-time job for yourself. Sure, maybe you can pull this off on a random Tuesday when you're motivated, but can you sustain it when you're exhausted? When work is intense? When life gets messy? Of course not. Third, they're too focused on the activity instead of the outcome. People get obsessed with doing meditation or journaling or yoga because they've been told these things matter. But they never stop to ask, what is this routine actually supposed to do for me? What state am I trying to create? That's the key question. What state do you need to be in to have a good day? Not what do you need to do, what do you need to feel? What mental, emotional, and physical state sets you up for success? When you ask it this way, everything changes. Because now you're not trying to copy someone else's routine. You're designing the specific conditions that work for your life. And it turns out, creating the right state requires way less time and way less complexity than you think. Section 2. The 4 elements. Here's what actually matters. 4 elements. 15 minutes or less. You can do them in any order. You can adjust the time based on your schedule. But hit these 4 things and you've set yourself up to win the day. Element 1. Hydration strategy. 2 minutes. Your body just spent 6 to 8 hours without water. You're dehydrated. Your brain is running on low battery. And the first thing most people do, inject caffeine into their system, which is a diuretic that makes the dehydration worse. Here's what you do instead. Before you touch coffee, before you look at your phone, drink 16 to 20 ounces of water. Room temperature or warm is ideal because your body doesn't have to waste energy heating it up. I'm talking about water first, coffee second. This is non-negotiable. Why does this matter? Because even mild dehydration impairs cognitive function, mood, and energy. You're literally trying to operate a high-performance machine with low fluid levels. Hydration isn't some wellness trend, it's basic biology. Add a pinch of sea salt or squeeze of lemon if you want to make it fancy, but honestly, plain water works fine. The point is, you're sending your body an immediate signal that you're taking care of it. You're optimizing for performance, not just jolting yourself awake with stimulants. 2 minutes, that's it. Drink water before anything else. Element 2. Body activation. 5 minutes. Your body needs to shift from sleep mode to active mode. Not necessarily workout mode, just active mode. You need to get blood flowing, joints moving, and your nervous system online. This doesn't mean you need to crush a CrossFit session before breakfast. It means 5 minutes of intentional movement that wakes your body up. This could be a few sets of push-ups and squats, a quick yoga flow or stretching routine, a walk around your block, dancing to one song you love, jumping jacks and burpees in your living room. The specific activity doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving your body deliberately for 5 minutes. You're increasing your heart rate slightly. You're telling your body, we're awake now. We're ready to engage with the world. Here's why this works. Physical movement floods your brain with neurochemicals, dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, that improve mood, focus, and energy. It also completes your transition from parasympathetic, rest, to sympathetic, active nervous system. You're not trying to get fit, you're trying to wake up your operating system. 5 minutes, move your body. That's all. Element 3. Mind priming. 5 minutes. Now your body is online, time to get your mind in the right state. Most people start their day in reactive mode. They grab their phone, scroll through notifications, check email, see what everyone else is doing, and immediately put themselves in a position of responding to other people's priorities and anxieties. This is how you lose your day before it even starts. Mind priming is about spending 5 minutes deliberately directing your attention before the world gets its hooks into you. This could be meditation or breath work, even just focused breathing for 3 minutes. Reading something that inspires or educates you. Listening to a podcast episode or audiobook chapter that puts you in the right mindset. Sitting quietly with coffee and just thinking. Doing a quick gratitude practice or reflection. Again, the specific practice doesn't matter as much as the principle. You're taking control of your mental state instead of letting external inputs control it for you. Here's the psychology. Your brain operates on pattern recognition. The state you create in the first hour of your day often sets the pattern for the entire day. If you start reactive and scattered, you'll be reactive and scattered. If you start intentional and focused, you'll carry that momentum forward. 5 minutes of mind priming creates a mental buffer between sleep and the chaos of the day. It gives you a foundation to return to when things get hectic. Element 4. Intention setting. 3 minutes. This is where most people miss the point entirely. They confuse intention setting with planning. Planning is, what do I need to do today? Intention setting is, who do I need to be today? Take 3 minutes, literally set a timer, and answer 3 questions. What's the one thing that would make today a success? What state of mind do I want to bring to my day? What do I want to let go of or avoid? Write these down. In a notebook, on your phone, on a sticky note, doesn't matter. The act of articulating your intention makes it real. Here's an example. One thing, finish the client proposal by 3 p.m. State of mind, calm and focused, not rushed. Let go of, checking social media every 15 minutes. This isn't a to-do list. This is you defining success on your terms before the world defines it for you. You're setting the frame for the day instead of letting the day set the frame for you. 3 minutes, 3 questions, that's your compass for the entire day. Section 3. Why this works, the psychology. Okay, so that's the routine. Hydrate, move, prime your mind, set intention. 15 minutes total. But let's talk about why this works, because if you understand the psychology, you'll actually stick with it. Reason 1. It's based on state management, not activity checklist. Most morning routines fail because they're just a list of tasks that sound productive. Do this, do that, check the box. This routine is different. Each element is designed to shift your state, physical, mental, emotional. You're not trying to accomplish things. You're trying to create the conditions where accomplishment becomes easier. Hydration shifts your physiological state from depleted to resourced. Movement shifts your energy state from sluggish to activated. Mind priming shifts your attentional state from scattered to focused. Intention setting shifts your directional state from reactive to purposeful. You're engineering your state. Everything else follows from that. Reason 2. It's flexible, not fragile. This routine doesn't break if your circumstances change. Wake up late? Cut each element to 3 minutes instead of 5. Traveling? Do it in your hotel room. Have kids interrupting you? Adapt and do it around them, or do it in fragments throughout the morning. The routine is flexible enough to survive contact with reality. That's what makes it sustainable. Most routines are like expensive china, beautiful but fragile. This routine is like a cast iron pan. It works anywhere, under any conditions. Reason 3. It creates momentum through small wins. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't distinguish between big wins and small wins in terms of motivation and momentum. A win is a win. By completing this 15-minute routine, you've already won the day before you even get to work. You've already proven to yourself that you can follow through on something. That momentum carries forward. It's not about the routine itself. It's about becoming someone who does what they say they're going to do. That identity shift is what changes everything. Reason 4. It front-loads your sense of control. Life is chaotic. Most of your day will involve things outside your control. Other people's demands, unexpected problems, changing circumstances. But your morning, that's yours. For 15 minutes, you have complete control. You decide what happens. That sense of agency, of autonomy, of control, it's psychologically powerful. It creates a foundation of stability that you carry with you into the chaos of the day. When things get overwhelming later, you can return to this. At least I started my day right. At least I took care of myself first. At least I set my intention. That foundation keeps you grounded when everything else is turbulent. Section 4. How to adapt this to your life. Let's get practical. Because I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but my situation is different. Maybe you have kids who wake you up at random times. Maybe you work night shifts. Maybe you're just not a morning person and the thought of doing anything before 9 a.m. makes you want to cry. Good news. This routine works for all of it. You just need to adapt it. If you have kids, You're not going to get 15 uninterrupted minutes. That's fine. Break it into pieces. Hydrate while you're making breakfast for the kids. Do your body activation while playing with them. Lift them up, chase them around, do exercises together. Mind prime during your commute if you drive, or while they're watching their morning show. Set your intention while you're in the shower. The elements stay the same. The execution just gets distributed throughout your morning instead of done in one block. If you work night shifts or have non-traditional hours, your morning is whenever you wake up, not what time the clock says. If you sleep during the day and wake up at 4 p.m., that's your morning. Do the routine then. The biology doesn't care what time it is. Your body needs to transition from sleep to active mode regardless of whether that's happening at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. If you're not a morning person, first of all, that's fine. You don't need to become a morning person to benefit from this routine. Second, start smaller. Do a 5-minute version. Quick water, 2 minutes of movement, 3 minutes of intention setting. That's it. Once that becomes automatic, add the mind priming piece. The goal isn't to turn you into someone who loves mornings. The goal is to give your brain and body what they need to function well, regardless of your chronotype. If your schedule is completely unpredictable, the beauty of this routine is that it's principle-based, not time-based. The principles are hydrate first, activate your body, prime your mind, set your intention. Whether you're doing this at 5 a.m. in your home or at 1 p.m. in an airport bathroom, the principles work. Carry a water bottle, know 3 exercises you can do anywhere, have a 3-minute breathing practice you can do sitting or standing, keep your intention questions on your phone. The routine follows you wherever you go. Section 5. The real secret. Here's what I really want you to understand, because this is where most people miss the entire point. The routine itself isn't what guarantees a good day. It's what the routine represents. When you hydrate, move, prime, and set intention every morning, you're not just completing tasks. You're making a statement about who you are and what you value. You're saying, I matter enough to take care of myself. You're saying, I'm in control of at least this part of my day. You're saying, I'm intentional about my life, not just reactive to it. That identity, that self-concept, is what actually changes your days and eventually your life. Most people sleepwalk through their mornings. They hit snooze 17 times, grab their phone before their eyes are fully open, scroll through anxiety-inducing news and social media, rush around in reactive mode, and then wonder why they feel behind and stressed all day. Your morning sets the tone, not because of some mystical energy or manifestation nonsense, but because of basic psychology. The state you start in tends to be the state you continue in. Start rushed and reactive, you'll be rushed and reactive. Start intentional and grounded, you'll be intentional and grounded. This routine is 15 minutes of taking back control, of proving to yourself that you can be intentional, of creating a foundation that nothing external can shake. That's the real secret. It's not about the water or the push-ups or the meditation. It's about who you become when you consistently show up for yourself. Section 6. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we get to your challenge, let's talk about the mistakes that will sabotage this routine. Mistake 1. Making it too complicated. You don't need 17 steps. You don't need special equipment. You don't need to buy a course or a journal or a meditation app subscription. Water, movement, mind time, intention. That's it. If you find yourself adding more and more elements because you think it needs to be more elaborate, you're missing the point. Simple beats complex every single time. Mistake 2, doing it perfectly or not at all. Some mornings you'll only have 5 minutes. Some mornings you'll be interrupted. Some mornings you'll forget entirely until you're halfway to work. That's fine. Do what you can. Half a routine is infinitely better than no routine. Perfectionism is the enemy of consistency. Done is better than perfect. Mistake 3. Waiting to start until conditions are perfect. You don't need to wait until Monday, or the first of the month, or until you buy the right water bottle or find the perfect morning playlist. Start tomorrow with what you have, where you are. Perfect conditions don't exist. You'll be waiting forever. Mistake 4. Judging results too quickly. This isn't a magic pill. You won't do this routine once and suddenly have the best day of your life. The benefits compound over time. After a week, you'll notice you're starting your days with more energy and clarity. After a month, you'll realize you're handling stress better. After 3 months, you won't even remember what your life was like without this foundation. Give it time. Trust the process. The challenge. All right, here's your challenge, and I want you to actually do this, not just nod along and move on with your life. The 7-day morning ritual challenge. For the next 7 days, you're gonna do this routine. 15 minutes, 4 elements every single morning. Here's how you're going to make it happen. Step 1. Right now, before you do anything else, set an alarm on your phone for 15 minutes earlier than you normally wake up. Label it My Time. Step 2. Tonight, before bed, put a water bottle on your nightstand. Full room temperature. This is for tomorrow morning. Step 3. Decide right now what your 5-minute body activation will be. Pick something simple that you can do in whatever space you have. Write it down. Step 4. Tomorrow morning, execute. Water first, movement second, mind priming third, intention setting fourth. 15 minutes total. Step 5. Track it. Put a check mark on your calendar, send yourself a text, whatever. Just acknowledge that you did it. Do this for 7 days straight. Just 7. Don't think about what comes after. Don't worry about making it a lifelong habit. Just commit to 7 days. Here's what's going to happen. By day 3 or 4, you're going to notice a difference in how your days feel. By day 7, you're going to wonder why you didn't start this years ago. And after 7 days, you can decide whether it's worth continuing. I'm betting you won't even have to decide. It'll just become something you do because it makes everything else better. Look, I'm not going to tell you this routine will solve all your problems. It won't. You'll still have hard days, you'll still face challenges, you'll still deal with stress and setbacks and all the things that make life difficult. But you'll face them from a position of strength instead of depletion, from a place of intention instead of reaction, from a foundation that nothing can shake. That's what these 15 minutes give you. Not a perfect life, but a better starting point every single day. Most people spend more time scrolling social media in the morning than they spend taking care of themselves. They wonder why they feel anxious, scattered, and overwhelmed. You're about to do something different. You're about to become someone who shows up for themselves before they show up for anyone else. 15 minutes, 4 elements, 7 days. Your next good day starts tomorrow morning. Now stop watching this and go set that alarm. I'll see you in the next one.